Hi, Algebra. What I'm going to do is put some notes on the bottom of page 30. So if you have your packet, we're going to put some notes here. If not, let's just put these on a piece of paper. Okay, so these are some notes and some hints on how to graph inequalities. Okay, so the first thing I want you to remember, if you have an x equals equation, like x equals 4, that's going to be a vertical line. Okay, so on your graph paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would just be a vertical line. Okay, the second hint I'm going to give you is if it's just a y equals equation. Okay, for example, if it's just y equals -2, that is a horizontal line. Okay, so you go on your axes, you go down -1, -2, and that is where you would draw the line. Okay, now things get a lot more interesting when there's two variables. So if you have things like y equals mx plus b, and you have an x and a y, that's going to be a diagonal line. Now I'm not sure if the diagonal line's going uphill or downhill. It could go either way. It goes uphill if the slope is positive, and then it goes downhill if the slope is negative. So you have to use your good graphing skills for this. You have to do the slope, and then of course you have to have a starting point, and that's how you graph diagonal lines. Okay, now we have been doing some more special features, and that's with the solid and the dashed lines. Okay, so if you have greater than or equal to, or you have less than or equal to because it's equal, you graph a solid line because it's equal. But if it's just greater than or it's just less than, then you graph a dashed line. Okay, so that's how you graph the inequalities. Now, what about the shading? Okay, so if you have a greater than or equal or a greater than symbol, then we shade above. Or you could say we shade up. Or you could say you shade to the right. Okay, so your shading is going to be going in the positive direction. Maybe up, maybe right, maybe above. And then if we have a less than or equal or a less, if you have to go less, then how do you shade? You shade one of these ways. Maybe you shade below, or maybe you say under, or maybe you say lower, or maybe you say left. So those are all the notes and the special things you need to know how to graph. So make sure you have these notes written either on page 30 or a piece of paper. And now what I would like you to do is turn to page 32 because I'd like to do a problem with you. So number 9 in your packets, so this is page 32. Page 32. I'm going to go take a look at number 9. Now I noticed that there's x's and y's. So this is not a vertical or a horizontal line. This one is going to be a diagonal line. So what I need to do is rearrange it and get it into y equals mx plus p form. So maybe I'll go do the work for that over here. 3x minus 2y is less than 10. I need to subtract 3y's from both sides. Okay, so the 3y's are not on the left anymore. We have negative 2y on the left, and that's it. Less than, I'm going to write the negative 3x plus 10. Okay, now I've got the y on the left, but it's not alone. So now the next step would be to divide everything by a negative 2. Now remember, when you divide by a negative, what do we have to do to that sign? We have to flip it, right? So it's going to be greater than. What's a negative divided by a negative? That's going to be a positive 3 over 2x. A positive divided by a negative is negative 5. So here's the inequality that I have to graph. And let's say some things about this. Okay, looking at that equation, I know that the slope is 3 over 2, so the line is going to be going uphill. I know that my y-intercept is 0, -5. That's the starting point. Let's see, should the line be solid or dashed? There's no equal sign, so I'm going to do a dashed line. And am I going to shade above or below? It says greater. The y's have to be greater, so I'm going to shade above. Okay, I've got my list of things here that I have to accomplish. Let's graph it. We're going to start at 0, -5 as the starting point. It's going up 3 over 2. 1, 2, 3 over 2. Up 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2, 3 over 2. Look how high I went, all the way to the edge of the graph paper. Okay, now I'm getting ready to draw the line. Okay, it says a dashed line, so I'm going to use my ruler here to help me make these dashes. Dashed line going right through those points like that. You still have to put the arrows. Okay, and now the last thing is, which way do I shade? Whenever you draw a line, it splits the graph into 2 sections. The question is, which way is above? I like to look at the y-axis to help me decide this. This section right here, this is above the line. So just go ahead and draw little sticks like this with your pencil. Okay, so thank you for watching number 9. Your assignment is going to be to complete page 32. You have to do 7 through 12, everything on this page, and I would like for you to upload a picture of page 32, all your graphs, as well as the notes that we wrote down from page 30. Okay, thanks. Good luck.